Hello all, and let's talk some wrestling, shall we? Well, in particular, I had planned on doing this, was it last week? I don't remember things, I don't remember anymore. But I think it was last week when it was announced, theorized that perhaps WrestleMania this year did less than 1 million buys. Lots of reasons maybe that is. You had the price increase to $70. You had the fact that you had some cable outlets for whatever had technical issues and people weren't able to order the show, or maybe people just weren't enthused in the show, or maybe it was a little bit of both, or maybe it was a lot of one thing and something else. We probably won't know for a while yet. Now, I am going to theorize on what I think it was. Um, Last year, come WrestleMania, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably over the last 3 months heard me talk about this. Um, Last year WrestleMania, when it was apparent that it was going to be Rock and Cena. I had a lot of people who I know used to be wrestling fans and people that maybe are somewhat wrestling fans and people who I never even knew were wrestling fans. Um, come closer to WrestleMania, knowing that I'm a big wrestling fan, started emailing me, getting in contact with me, just asking me about the show in general. And it was a lot of people. There was a lot more interest for the show last year than there was this year. Part of that undoubtedly was because it was Rock and Cena. It was once in a lifetime, which we then had two, had uh, twice in a lifetime. Personally, and a lot of people have gone on this rant about the fact that it did less than 1 million buys, so Punk and or Cena and Rock was not the right match to put on. I kind of disagree. I still think that was the most marquee match, the biggest, I should say most, the biggest marquee match you had, with the exception being Rock versus Rock, which I couldn't see them doing as of yet. But to me, personally, if you're going to put blame, I've seen people say, well, this is really Rock and Brock's fault. This is really, a lot of stuff. If you're going to go that way with it. And I disagree. I really think this falls on the creative aspect of WWE as far as this goes. And here's why. As I said, had a lot of people last year who were much more interested in WrestleMania than they were this year. And coming out of WrestleMania, you had these same people who turned in or kind of knew what happened on Raw, and I got a lot of questions of, ooh, are we going to get... These are people who are not smart things. These are people who are not on the internet looking up, stuff, asking, are we going to get Brock versus Undertaker next year? And I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Didn't say definitely, said, that's what I would do, but you never know. So, year comes around. Um, got very few people, or I shouldn't say very few. I got maybe about half of the amount of the same people from last year asked me about it this year, maybe a little bit less than half. This year, and those same people, I shouldn't even say asked me about it. Just asked me if I was going. When I said, oh, you go, yeah, I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna go this year, and asked them what they thought about it, and then I reached out to the people who I know had contacted me last year who really hadn't contacted me and asked them about it. Well, were they interested this year, whatnot, particularly when I saw that, the card we were going to get. And they all pretty much said the same thing. No, maybe if, or not maybe if, but if Undertaker versus Brock was on the show, I definitely would be ordering the show, or I'd definitely be interested in the show, but it's not on the show, and I really don't care to see Triple H and Brock. And my point would be, and none of them said again, because I doubt very few of those people ordered to see the first time. Maybe some of them did. But when it was evident that that's what we were going to get, for sure, without question, I was very upset about it. Because I didn't think it would sell. I mean, I still think it was probably one of the biggest problems for this WrestleMania. But because I saw Rock and Cena maybe doing what they did last year, maybe doing a little less, and then you were going to have to do Rock and Undertaker to get even I still didn't think it would do the same, but I thought it would at least do even with what happened last year, with the buy rate last year. Well over 1,000,000 buys, and it's not what we got. And we got a really weak card. The best match on the card was horribly, horribly, horribly built up. I don't even know what they would have done if Paul Bearer hadn't died. But given that we got that, we just got stuff that I don't think anyone was really interested in. We got a great match out of it, but if your best match on the card is is a match that no one turned in to see, does it really matter? And especially if it's a match, or I shouldn't say no, but one of the if it's you go, ooh look, it still had the best match on the card, but the build up sucked ass. I mean, how do you take that? So I really think doing Brock and Triple H was a mistake. Don't know why they did it. Don't know if it was Triple H's ego. Don't know if Brock and Undertaker just didn't want to get in the ring together. If they didn't, they're dumb. I wouldn't think they're that dumb. I would think they would both go, hey, for money purposes, let's do this. Some people have said, oh, Undertaker can't work a style with Brock, and I say that's bullshit. Brock knows how to work a match. Somewhat safe. I mean, I doubt they would do anything stupid, so I doubt that seriously. So what did we get? We got a card where people may have cared about one match, probably didn't care about the other two matches, and an undercard that was half-assed thrown together that had nothing I don't think anybody really cared about. And so again, I put this strictly surprise, surprise, on the creative, on the ideas, Vince McMahon, whoever you want to put it on. The people who are making the decisions don't have a clue, without a doubt. I don't know what they're doing because, again, you can have star power, but you have to at least have matches that people want to see. Good example. Over in New Japan, over there, second biggest company in the world by and so far behind WWE, it's not funny, but they have their Rock, who is Sakuraba. You don't see them bringing in Sakuraba and putting him against guys that nobody wants to see Sakuraba face. It's against guys people want to see Sakuraba face for various reasons. And if they didn't, then people would be like, ooh, it's a Sakuraba match, but who really cares? I mean, that's kind of the way I think people would put over. Let alone the fact that you've had Brock Lesnar come in, lose to Cena, which he never should have done. Never should have happened. And then, he finally got his win over, Triple H. And then Triple H got his revenge at WrestleMania. I still firmly believe that should have went over Cena, should have went over Triple H, should have went, gone into WrestleMania, should have been, ooh, look, Shawn Michaels is gone. Triple H, I put Triple H out. Now, now it's Undertaker's turn. The last three guys of an era from the WrestleMania before, I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to take them all out, and it should have been that sort of thing, and Undertaker still could have won. No problem with that. I think eventually, you build Brock up and you have him go over somebody, but it's not what we got. And people would ask, well, what would you have done? Well, I definitely, I wouldn't have done Cena versus Undertaker. I would have done Cena versus Ryback, with Ryback going over. I know people go, oh my God, how can you say that? How can you say that? It's not easy. I think that's the right thing to do. I think that's give Ryback the title, see if he can do something with it. If not, you take him off. You take it off at Extreme Rules. Simple, easy, done. You have to take a chance. You have to try to put it over somebody. It was the right time. It would have helped, I think, kind of repair some of the damage you did with Ryback. Even though tonight you had him, take a attitude adjustment and pretty much just, sell it. Even though what should have happened, he should have taken it and then no-sold it, popped right back up and beat the crap out of Cena, or Super Cena, as he said. That's probably what should have happened. You had a really, you've had this horrible, horrible Del Rio push, which Del Rio is not over. I think he comes off even as a face, not as a face. So that really didn't work. You had the Shield match, which worked, but that was kind of a thrown together match that people were like, oh, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? You had the tag title match, which worked, but again, it was one of those matches where it was just kind of thrown together. So, you didn't have a build-up, really a great build-up for anything on the card, and then you got a crappy buy rate out of it, um, you know, for WrestleMania standards. So, again, it's nothing new. I think it's the same problem we've seen time and time and time again. They don't know how to make stars. They get the chance where they can make a new star, and they blow it. They've done good by the Shield. I would have almost rather have seen Triple H in a match with the Shield to put the Shield maybe, and not that they would have to pin Triple H, but I think Triple H in the Big Show role would have been just fine, and Sheamus or Orton still could have taken the pin, and it would have been fine, and it would have been a marquee match, and it still would have been great, but that's not what we got. And so we got a okay WrestleMania at best, and we got a crappy build-up, and we got a subpar WrestleMania buy rate because of it. And again, I just have this weird feeling that Rock and Brock will take the brunt of, ooh, look at the crap we're gonna get, and they're gonna take the brunt of it, and it's not gonna be any good. And people wonder why, are you excited for Extreme Rules? I'm not excited for Extreme Rules. I can't remember I was excited for Elimination Chamber just to see Brock and Punk again. I was, excited for Royal Rumble because it's the Royal Rumble. But that's pretty much it. I wasn't excited for WrestleMania. I'm much more excited for the next, New Japan pay-per-view, without a doubt. That looks awesome. They still need to get U.S. commentary. I still believe that, or English commentary, I should say, not U.S. commentary. But they need English commentary on the U.S. and British and wherever else feeds. I think they need just at least English or Japanese commentary. I think that's what they need, and they don't have that, and that's going to hurt them without a doubt. But no doubt in my mind, they're putting on this next pay-per-view could be the best pay-per-view of the year. I mean, it's. I said on Twitter that they are showing off. This is like, oh, we're gonna have what should be throwaway pay-per-view, and it's gonna match-wise, it might be one of the best pay-per-views of the year. You're gonna have Suzuki and Okada. That should be great. You're gonna have Goto and Shibata. That should be great. You're gonna have Masato Tanaka, and I can't remember who he's taking on, but they had a match. This is a rematch of a match they had before. That match was awesome. You're gonna have Carl Anderson taking on Tanahashi. Rematch from their awesome match that they had. So that will be awesome. The junior tag match should be awesome. So this could be, it's not even an important pay-per-view, and it could be awesome. So imagine when we get to July or August, whenever the next really major pay-per-view of theirs is, and it's some sort of sick, nasty, oh my god, and I'd imagine that's maybe it'll be either then or next year when we'll probably get Devitt and Tanahashi again, plus whatever they're gonna do with Shibata and Sakuraba. Imagine they'll probably hold off Sakuraba and Nagata if Sakuraba's ready to go by then, and that match will be fucking insane. So anyways, yes. So I am much more into a Japanese promotion right now than I am WWE. Much like the early 90s. Hopefully we're not going down that road. It's not that bad yet. It's getting close, but it's not that bad yet. Though, as I said, having Ryback take an attitude adjustment on TV and sell it like, dead was a fucking mistake, without question. He should have popped up. And this after he cut an okay promo. It wasn't an awesome promo by any stretch. I saw some people say it was complete crap. I wouldn't say that. It was, it seemed real. It seemed unscripted to a degree. I'm sure he had talking points, but it seemed somewhat unscripted, and that was good. It was definitely better than the scripted, pre-thing he did last week. which was, you know, not so good. It was definitely better than that. It had a little bit of emotion to it. You could tell he was nervous, but it was okay. You know, you don't have to do a great promo. You just have to be a good enough promo to get the feud over. And I think that was what it was. So, you know, anyways, I just wanted to come on and talk about that, you know, WrestleMania was a fail, and it was a fail for all the reasons that, you know, I felt like it was going to be a fail, that people just didn't care. And because they didn't care, they didn't care. And they didn't buy it, and lo and behold. So anyways, with that, I'm out. Have a good one.